We're recapping day 16, and it's coming near to the end of the game, but I'm just hanging out cozy in Mushroom Mayhem's little clubhouse, which recently got an upgrade of an aquarium floor. I'm loving the vibe in here, and I'm sure you guys do too. The red team is ahead in first, but green, blue, yellow, and magenta are all close behind. Before we get ahead of ourselves, here's all the team builds. Starting over with the Red Bulls. They added on, as expected, a little pagoda house that their bull is holding out, and updated the eyes. They're a little less crazy and a little more just intently concerned on making sure that the house is all safe and being handed up in the right hands. It's also got a cool little interior, a little place to hang out and sit. And down below, we also have all of these things that have showed up one by one, bit by bit, which are in fact stinky cheese. This is a bit of a joke build coming over from Lady KB over on the blue team, where it's kind of beef hanging over from last round, where Lady KB was on the green team and Rain was on the orange team, and she would call them Stinky Cheeses, cheese team of the orange team. And so now he's over here on red team, and she's on blue team, but the stinky cheese is sticking around and being steadily piled up over in their base. So kind of a fun little thing to throw in for them. A little bit of beef, nothing too serious. But coming over to the other beef happening on the board, first off, we'll have to take a quick look at moves here, where we can see green has continued to expand out and reach into yellow's territory over here, while yellow has struck back and filled in more and more of the stuff along the outer edge, as well as some things back in their area. But the fun part of this is as when green started coming into this area, they built this little guy. Happy little tree golem coming in and reaching in, stealing some of that honey. It is taking a little bit off the top, like, hey, we can share these yellow towers, right? Yeah. The Humble Bumbles, on the other hand, have struck back and said, oh yeah, well, we can also have some of our honey over in your trees. So they added this lovely uh, little build with a hive and some bees buzzing around. Yeah, kind of just showing off in builds the fun that they've been having, or but the beef they've been having back and forth of taking back towers from each other and making this really complicated mess of back and forths in this area. I just think it's kind of cool. We haven't really had this too much in other games, but it's interesting to kind of see how they've grabbed different stuff and kind of like walked over each other to make sure that they can get whatever they can get. It's hurt them a little bit in points, but I think overall they've gotten at least both gotten some of what they've wanted. Green team over here as well has been able to reach over and grab some more towers near the middle in all this, just because these are great little towers with ladders in them, and making sure they get these before the blue team does. Coming over to Woe Nessie, we've continued to build into the center here. Finished grabbing off these towers and reached over to this side as well to grab this one. Not sure if they'll grab this one in the center to kind of complete up the rows of stuff, but really dense. I always love seeing tall towers taking these really dense fashions. It's really interesting and a lot of, kind of complicated to do for yourself. So great on them for that. The Mushroom Mayhem has continued to reach over in this section and finished off some of these towers in the area. I wonder if they'll finish off this one. It kind of makes sense given they had a bridge there, but it's not strictly necessary. As well as over on this end, they also grabbed a few more of these two tall towers. Two tall towers are always pretty good value. There's not a whole ton of them, so there's only so many you can grab, but trying to grab a few of them is always good. And I'm not. There's a couple too many towers in here with no ladders. I mean, usually one or two is sometimes necessary to get the stuff around it, but this feels like a little bit much, so maybe a bit of an overinvestment in this area. But otherwise, still pretty good. As you can see, they're doing well in points, so it's not hurting them too much. Um, Red Bulls have continued to SimCity in the center. Nothing too exciting here. The more exciting stuff that's happened has actually been the L cubed orange team coming in from the side here and grabbing one of the towers from right under their noses. So definitely not something that I know they didn't want to see, but it's a good take, and it doesn't hurt them too much. They can still continue to get other stuff in the area, but the also over on this end grabbed a couple more things closer to the Red Bull area. I think it's good. I'm glad they're grabbing some of these towers with ladders in them over here, making sure that they get some more orange, because previously a lot of their stuff was in their own orange area, but now that they're properly out of it, they're raking in some good points. I'm not sure it's gonna be enough to get them a top finish, but at the same time, they're catching back up. That's all I got for this recap. I'll be coming soon with the finale to show off the team scores and kind of do a bit of a retrospective on how the game went.